Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Girl, pour the wine. Pour the whole bottle. You are not going to believe the absolute circus act I have been dealing with. I am shaking with rage. Sit down because I am about to spill tea so hot it's going to burn your tongue off. So back in September, I was on a new year, new me kick. I live in San Diego and I decided to get fit. I walked into that local gym, you know the one, with the eucalyptus towels that smell like success, and I signed a 2-year contract. I know, don't look at me like that. It was cheaper, $45 a month, and I thought it would keep me accountable. It was fine for months until 3 weeks ago my body staged a violent coup. It started as a pinch in my shoulder, then a burn, then sharp, stabbing agony. I literally couldn't wash my hair without doing a T-Rex arm maneuver. It was humiliating. I dragged myself to the doctor, thinking it was a pulled muscle. Nope. The doctor says, "You have severe tendonitis in both shoulders." Bilateral destruction. He writes me a formal medical note, signed, stamped, saying I cannot do any upper body exercise for at least 6 months. Grounded from lifting anything heavier than a grape. My first thought was, okay, this sucks, but at least I have a medical reason to cancel that gym contract. Surely, if a doctor says the gym will injure you, they have to let you go, right? That's just basic human decency. That's logic. Oh, how naive I was. Oh, how naive I was. I thought a medical note would get me out of my gym contract. I took the afternoon off work and drove to the gym, armed with my doctor's note like a shield. I walked in pain and asked to speak to the manager. Let's call him Chad. Tight polo, veins popping, holding a clipboard like nuclear codes. I put on my best firm voice. "Hi, Chad. I have severe tendonitis in both shoulders. Here is documentation from my physician stating I cannot use any upper body equipment for 6 months. I handed him the note, expecting sympathy. Girl, he barely glanced at it. He looked at the paper for 2 seconds, slid it back, and gave me a dead-eyed corporate smile. Yeah, sorry, he says. We can't cancel your contract for this. I blinked. Excuse me, did you read the medical necessity part? If I use your machines, I will injure myself further. Then he starts quoting the contract. Our policy is strict. The only valid reasons for early termination are relocation more than 25 miles away or active military deployment. I felt my blood pressure rising. So if I move to Arizona or get drafted into a war, I can cancel. But if my body literally breaks and your facility becomes a hazard to my health, I'm stuck. He shrugged, literally shrugged. Then he says, well, we can offer you a freeze. I asked him to explain. He says, we can freeze it for 3 months, but you have to pay a monthly maintenance fee of $15 to hold your account status. He wanted me to pay a fee just to freeze my account. I almost screamed. I looked him in the eye and said, you want me to pay you $15 a month for the privilege of not coming to your gym? Make it make sense, Chad. He gave me a condescending look. It's standard industry practice. It keeps your rate locked in. My rate is $45, I yelled. I'm not trying to lock in a mortgage rate, and even if I freeze it for 3 months, my doctor said I need 6 months off. So in month 4, when I still can't lift my arms, my full billing resumes. That is insane. I was spiraling. I've been saving every penny for a car down payment because my Honda is dying. $45 a month adds up to $540 a year. I tried to bargain. I was desperate. Okay, look. Surely there is a cancellation fee. Can I just pay a penalty and cut ties? I just want out. He types on his little keyboard, pretending to do math, and says, well, the only way to terminate the contract early without a qualifying relocation is to pay the buyout of the remaining balance. My stomach dropped. How much is that? I whispered. He looks me dead in the eye. It would be roughly $800. $800. I stood there staring at him, waiting for him to say, just kidding. But he was serious. He wanted my entire car fund savings just to stop charging me $45 a month for a service I physically cannot use. $800 to cancel. I felt tears stinging my eyes. It felt like extortion. I have documented proof I am injured. I told him I'd have to think about it and walked out before I started crying in front of the meatheads. I sat in my car fuming and pulled up the PDF contract on my phone. And you know what? Chad was right. Technically, there is nothing about medical exemptions. It lists disability, but defines it as basically permanently incapacitated in a wheelchair. It doesn't cover temporary severe injury. It feels morally bankrupt. They are banking on people getting hurt and just leeching money off them. Now I'm stuck. My insurance doesn't cover gym memberships. If I stop paying, they'll send me to collections and ruin the credit score I need for my car loan. They have me in a chokehold, ironic, since my shoulders hurt too much to defend myself. I'm stuck between paying $45 a month for a gym I can't visit for a year, paying an insulting freeze fee, or dropping an $800 bomb to buy my freedom. I feel like I'm being punished for getting injured. Is there any legal loophole here? A lawyer costs more than the buyout. I'm just so mad. Pour me another glass. I can't lift the bottle myself, remember. The audacity of this place. If I ever heal, I am never joining a gym again. I will do calisthenics in the park. At least the grass doesn't charge a cancellation fee. Tell me I'm not crazy for thinking this is criminal.